Hey guys, welcome to the land of Korean cinema. I was finally able to watch the latest Korean zombie flick, so let's talk about All of Us Are Dead or 지금 우리 학교는. It's an incomplete sentence. It actually means something like, right now our school is... ... The show stars Park Ji-woo, who's known from the amazing drama movie House of Hummingbird, Yoon Chan-young, Lomon, Cho Yi-hyun, and many others. In the city of Hyosan, the high school science teacher accidentally creates a zombie virus while trying to help his son. Unfortunately, the virus gets out, and very soon the high school and the city gets littered with zombies. The army locks the city down and evacuates the survivors, except for the school, so the few remaining students have to figure out how to stay alive. I love Korean zombie flicks. The second Korean movie I ever saw was Train to Busan, and it floored me. This channel would not exist without that movie. And I also really enjoy the historical zombie series Kingdom. Koreans know how to make good zombie flicks, so whenever a new one comes out, I get excited. And thankfully, there's a lot to love about All of Us Are Dead too. If you saw Train to Busan or Kingdom, then you know that Korean zombies are fast and they pose an actual threat. Thankfully, such is the case here. These zombies turn fast and they hungry as fuck. And just like in Train to Busan or Kingdom, the extras deserve major credit. The way the extras are coordinated in this show is just mind-blowing. I'm pretty sure they used some contortionists. And just overall, a lot of attention was given to the makeup and the movements of the zombies. And they used actual people for the most part, so whenever a horde of zombies are going after the characters, it feels epic. Consequently, my absolute favorite aspect of All of Us Are Dead were the action scenes. There are mind-blowing sequences all throughout the show. Just watch the beginning of the second episode and you'll know exactly what I mean. The way it's filmed, it's edited, and the way it's all coordinated just screams utter professionalism. A lot of times I found myself with my jaw on the floor being mesmerized by the filmmaking that was put on display here. From a technical point of view, All of Us Are Dead is pretty much perfect. What I also really appreciated is that just like in Train to Busan or Kingdom, there's an actual cause for the outbreak. I don't know about you, but I always hated watching Western zombie flicks where it was just like, yeah, people are turning into zombies and you just have to accept it. Hey look, zombies. Zombies are cool. It always bothered me, and I'm really grateful that it's not the case here. Also, the show's not afraid to tackle deep and important subjects as well, mostly high school bullying. And it's not only from the student's perspective, it also shows how people in power would usually try to keep this information a secret, because it will ruin the reputation of the school. It's disgusting that we're living in a world where the reputation of an institution is more important than the actual people in it. Indirectly, that's the whole cause of the zombie outbreak. And also, as the zombies are taking over the school, only a handful of students manage to stay alive. They get locked up inside a classroom. It causes two things. 1. Around episode 5 or 6, a great sense of camaraderie starts to form, which was ultimately the heart and soul of the show for me. And 2. The students have to get really creative. The writing is actually really clever for the most part, and the main characters are faced with constant challenges. And I really appreciated just how clever and resourceful the characters were. It doesn't only apply to the students, by the way. Generally, the characters in this show are clever and resourceful. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that everyone makes it though. It's a zombie show, people die. And lastly, the aforementioned camaraderie is in large part thanks to the chemistry the main cast has. The main cast consists of about 10 students and they work incredibly well together, both as actors and as characters in the show. But here lies my first problem with the show as well. Although the actors work really well together, I found myself not caring about any of them in the long run. And it's not like the writing lacks characterization, it's more like the characters are cliched and uninteresting. I was like, I don't care if either of them dies. That's a problem. The only real exception is Cho Yi-hyun's character who plays the class president. She's shy, she's antisocial, and she's the only one who actually has a really interesting character arc in the show. And speaking of characters, there's a bully who turns into the main villain, and after a while his presence was really annoying. I don't want to say too much about him because that would be a spoiler, but trust me, after a while he's only there because the writer wants him to be there. And still speaking of characters, Park Ji-woo's father is separated from his daughter throughout the majority of the show. He spends most episodes trying to get to the school to save his daughter. But the way it's played out at the end was pretty lame, I'm not gonna lie to you. And here's my biggest problem with All of Us Are Dead. The show is 12 episodes long and the intensity peaks around episode 10. I was so freaking excited to watch the last 2 episodes. Unfortunately, the show completely loses steam in the last 2 episodes. Not only do I find the ending rushed, but the last episode is probably the most underwhelming show finale I've ever seen. Pretty much nothing happens in the last episode. I was bored out of my mind while sitting in disbelief. You're waiting for a climax and you get nothing. Absolutely nothing. It left a real sour taste in my mouth. So All of Us Are Dead has some amazing action, some incredible cinematography, the actors are really good and their chemistry is really strong. The extras deserve special credit because they were unbelievably good. Unfortunately, the last 2 episodes pretty much ruined the show for me. Because there are many things I enjoyed about All of Us Are Dead, I'm going to give it 72%. If the last 2 episodes were stronger, this would be 85%, easily. I don't know what were they thinking, but I'm serious when I say that the last episode is horrible. I'm actually really curious about your opinions on this, so please leave a comment. I would love to know your thoughts on this. 여러분, 오늘은 여기까지만 해요. 영상 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 이 영상 좋아하시면 구독과 좋아요 잘 부탁드립니다. See you very soon. 다음 시간에 만나요, 여러분. 안녕히 계세요.